Hi, I'm Marilyn Taylor, and this is Stranger Truth's 1864 Anti-Woman speech. Well, children, there is so much racket, there must be something out of Hitler. I think the twixt the Negroes of the South and the women of the North all talking about rights. The white men will be in a fix pretty soon, but what's this here talking about? The man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and to have the best place everywhere. No one ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place, and aren't I a woman? Look at me, look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could heed me, and aren't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man when I could get it, and bear the lash as well, and ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children, and see most of them sold off into slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me, and ain't I a woman? Then they talk about this thing in the head. What is it they call it?
Intellect.
Thank you. Okay. That's it, honey. What's that got to do with women's rights or Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold but a pint and yours hold a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? Then that little man in the back there, he says, women can't have as much right as men. Because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with him. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And now they is axing me, the men better let them. Obliged to you for hearing me, and now old Stranger ain't got nothing more to say. Some of the main things I took away from the speech are the lack of equality between both men and women, racial inequality between white and black people, the unique struggles that black women faced, and most importantly, standing up for your own rights. So, Firstly, Stranger Truths points out the inequality between both men and women. She challenges the idea that women are weak by showing how much she has worked and endured herself. For example, she talks about plowing, planting, and working in barns, and repeatedly asks the question, ain't I a woman? This repetition really makes you think about how unfairly women were treated just because of their gender, and it ties back into racial discrimination that she highlights numerous times throughout her speech, showcasing how black women faced both sexism and racism during this period of time. Secondly, there was racial inequality. As a black woman, Stranger was treated differently than white people, and she highlights this within her speech. She points out that society was not only unfair to women, but also to black people, and especially to black women who had to face both types of discrimination. Thirdly, in her speech, she really emphasizes the struggles of black women who experience sexism and racism by sharing her own experience, such as losing most of her children to slavery. She shows that her fight for equality was not just about gender, but also about race, and this makes her argument even more stronger and more personal. Fourth and finally, she uses this speech as a reminder for the importance of standing up for your rights. Stranger uses her life and her voice to challenge the unfair treatment that both she and others face, and her courage inspires people even today to speak out against injustice. And overall, what I find most powerful is how she uses her own experience to make her argument more stronger, and it's not just abstract ideas, it's her life story. And even today, her words remind us all that equality and fairness are really important to fight for, and that we all have the responsibility to challenge discrimination wherever we see it.
Good job.
And my parents are in the audience, so
We are.
yeah, thank you for your time.